Hello sweet souls and welcome to my channel. I hope this space can be a home, a place of expansion, a place where we can grow and explore together. As you read from the title, I am about to leave everything and move to Latin America. And things are a little bit crazy in life right now, and I felt so called to make a video today with the intention of just sharing vulnerably what it's like being in your mid-20s and following and going for your dreams, the ups and downs. And I really wanted to make this today because I feel that there's so many videos of when people have reached the success, when people have manifested everything they've wanted and they're just glowing and wanting to share their experience, and this is so beautiful. But I've always wished that there was more in the in-between, you know, before you get there of, okay, I've done the things that my heart is calling for, and of course there's always more to do, but you know what I mean. And then the space more that I'm in now, which is I'm making the leaps, but there's still no for sure door. So that's what I'm hoping to be for you guys today. So basically a little background on me. Where this all started, I guess, would be 2 years ago. I always thought I wanted to be a psychologist, and I got accepted into my dream doctorate program. And the moment I got the acceptance letter, I felt this full body like, no. And that was so scary because I thought for so many years that that was my path, that I was going to do that, that I was going to settle in a country, that I was going to have the white picket fence. And when I received that, I just realized this is not for me. And that sent me into a spiral because what I thought I wanted my whole life wasn't actually what I wanted. And so there I kind of had to think, okay, so what do I actually want? And I realized that the core, which is to help people, was still there. I want to help people. I feel like I was put on this life to support people in their healing journeys. And I feel so aligned with that. But for so long, I thought the only way to do that was the traditional path. So I started looking at different ways and I landed upon coaching. So I did a few different coaching courses, which were amazing. But at this point, even though I had decided in terms of career, okay, I'm ready for the alternative path, I still felt like, okay, but I need to live in one country. Even though all of my soul just wants to travel the world and learn from different cultures, I was like, you can't put all that together. That's so much to ask. That's crazy, which it's not, but we'll get there. So I decided to stay in Madrid because I thought, you know, it's a big city, it's Spain. I was born in Italy, grew up in the US, traveled a bit all over the place, landed on Madrid, and I lived there for 2 years. And girl, let me tell you, a city can be as big and have as many opportunities as you want, but if you don't feel alive where you are, if you don't feel like you can find your tribe, if you don't feel like there are things in that place that light you up, it's not going to happen. Like in theories, I should have had all the opportunities. I didn't get one client while I was in Madrid. And it kind of turned into this period where I knew I wanted to be this coach and support people in a holistic way, but I wasn't reflecting that myself. When it came to my own life, I was just telling myself, you have to work so hard because you have to make a living, right? And you're choosing this alternative path. Nobody believes in you, so you have to double down and do all the things. So this meant like wasn't working out, wasn't eating well, wasn't living in a place I like, didn't have community around me at all, and was just working for no money in return. So obviously at a certain point I got burnt out, and I actually got in a really low period where I fell into a deep depression. And it was scary, honestly. This was something I'd never experienced before. And if you've experienced or are experiencing depression, my love, I just have so much love and care for you, because what I learned here is, even though you know this, you know, of when people are depressed, it's really hard to do things. I felt it on my own skin. And honestly, I didn't want to leave the house, let alone go for my dreams. I just felt like I was kind of giving up, honestly. That sounds really dark, but that's where I was. But then in the depression, a light above started to help, and I started to get my first jobs. And even though I was very deep in the depression still, I realized in that moment I need to get out of here. It was like something beyond me, because my human self like did not want to leave this space. I felt so stuck and trapped, but something bigger than me was like, go, go, go. So I left everything and I bought a one-way to Thailand, which is a place I've been before and where my soul just feels so at home, like I've never felt before. And it was pretty rough at the beginning. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to leave the house. But slowly, I started to see a therapist there and I started to meet soul community and my light started coming back. And I kind of realized, oh my gosh, like, you left everything. This is huge, right? I decided I'm going to choose me. I'm going to build a career I love. I'm going to bet on myself. And you did it without support in a place that you didn't like. Of course it was hard. And there was also a lot of other personal things that happened to me this year, which just drained me down. And honestly, I'm really proud of myself for this period. This was not an easy time. But while I was in Thailand, I started slowly getting my light back. And maybe I'll make a video just on that, on having depression and how it felt stepping out of it and what supported me in that. But for the sake of this video, I know I like to go on tangents, but let's go back. So was in Thailand, started meeting these people, started getting my light back and realized, oh my gosh, you are trying to build a holistic career where you can do retreats, where you can help people holistically, but you are putting the pressure on yourself that you have to live in a city, that you have to act a certain way that isn't like you to make this business happen, which is working, 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 never resting. And that's not going to work because that's not you. And when we're trying to do something that's disattached from us, that doesn't flow with us at all, it honestly just never works. So I took a step back and I decided to do a scary thing and step more into who I am as a healer. So I let go of the strict time schedule. I let go of needing to have everything perfect. And I stepped more into my flow, into my creativity, into my femininity and my love. I kid you not, within 1 month, I gained 3 more huge clients. 1 month. And all it took was me adjusting from a lack mentality to an abundance mentality. This was the key. And this is also the theory behind this theory that I love so much in psychology, the self-fulfilling prophecy, which is thoughts become beliefs, beliefs become actions, and actions become results. So in this way, believing in myself felt so much easier because I was believing in a version of me that was true. When I was trying to believe in a version of me which doesn't exist, that doesn't feel good for me, of course that didn't work. And people feel that in your energy when you're being real. And so I started to attract more clients and things started slowly shifting. I started to expand and things were feeling excited. The ball started rolling and I realized maybe, just maybe, I'm ready to make this leap and follow my dreams, to work online and to travel full time. But still there were so many parts of me that were so scared. Like, who am I to do this? What if the money doesn't come? What if I don't get clients? Like, you don't even know anyone else who does this. Like, what are you thinking? But I was in this space, right? Of like, I want to, but I'm not sure. And in this time frame, something really drastic happened. And sometimes in life, when we have our lowest moments, the things that hurt the most, I feel that we can either choose to let them drain us completely or to help us go up, level up so much. And I kind of went like this. So basically, a few months ago, someone who I love and adore, someone who's so dear in my heart, I love you, unfortunately passed away. And yeah. If you are grieving someone, my love, my heart is with you. I think it's the hardest human experience we can have. But this person was one of the most brave, one of the most simple, and one of the most wise humans I've ever met. Someone who completely shifted his life. He went from living in a country he didn't love, working like a super normal job, and then he had a very big shift and he started traveling the world, doing work he loves, helping so many people. And I just had this huge feeling after of life is so precious. We don't know what's going to happen. So yes, this is a risk. Yes, I am stepping out of the norm. Yes, I am doing something that many people would never do, but it's my life. And would I rather never bet on myself and do a life that doesn't feel good for me, or try, go for it, give it my all and see where it leads me? So that's what I decided to do. And so I made a decision that I would leave the city. So I left. But now I am about to do something really scary. I am about to take a flight and go to Latin America for a year, at least. And then we'll see what happens. And I am so freaking excited. Like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this and making it happen. And also I don't have everything together and it's not all perfect. And I'm like, okay, I'm making like the amount that I want. I have the clients I want. I have this, and I'm going, no. I have a basis that I've worked very hard to build. There's still a lot that I want to grow, but I know that this is meant for me. I know I want to do this. And I'm going to choose to bet on myself and my wild dream and make it happen. And I truly believe that I can. And that belief is what is keeping me going. So as much as I'm excited, I also want to be real with you guys and tell you I'm freaking scared. And there are part of me that are getting cold feet, but something that I've realized is every time we're about to step into something new, we get scared. And this makes sense, right? Because as humans, we have this need to feel a bit of control. And when we don't have this control, it can feel really scary. So parts of us that may feel kind of annoying, like my cold feet right now, are actually protectors. They're trying to protect us and say, are you sure you want to do this? You don't know what this will look like. What if this happens? What if that happens? You know, this spiral. So in the past, I would have allowed this to let me spiral down, and I would have stopped and told myself, no, you can't do this. But now I've shifted. Now I see it as my protectors are coming up because I'm trying something new. That's so normal. And every time that we are going to do something that's a big step, we are going to have these fears. So my love, if you are doing or about to do something big and these fears are coming up, take a breath. These fears aren't necessarily here to hurdle you. They are just trying to protect you. And you can talk to them and hold their hands and be like, hey, I know you're scared and I'm going to be here and we're going to do this. And I believe in us. So that is what I'm trying to do right now and choosing to do. I kind of am in disbelief, and I would have never believed if someone would have told me a year ago that this is where my life would lead, that I am about to hop on a plane and go, but it feels so good and so aligned and scary, and I'm nervous, and I don't know how it's going to end up. But I do know that I am making the bold choice that Michael did too, that I am going to choose to follow my intuition and try my best to build a life that I adore, because our life is so short. And the truth is, nothing is really safe. A 9-to-5 isn't safe either. You never know, you might get fired. Even a marriage, like, you don't know where it will end. I'm kind of spiraling now, but you get my point. We don't actually know what will happen, but the only for sure thing, the only thing that we can really bet on is if we choose to believe in ourselves. Is if we choose that we will follow what feels good for us, what feels true to us, that we will sit with ourselves in the pain and the fear, and no matter what happens, we will be here to support ourselves. I'm not saying to choose to like abandon everything and do some random thing. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about following intuition and what we know is true for us. So my love, I guess this video was a reminder to me that it's all going to be okay and that I trust myself and that we can do this. But also a reminder to you that if there is a dream that you have been wanting for so long, a dream that feels so aligned, but you are scared to take that first leap, my love, it is safe to go for it. And those parts of you that are scared, they're just trying to protect you. So hold their hands, listen to what they have to say, reassure them. But my love, you are so worthy of what your soul came here to do. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for sitting with me and listening today, and I hope to see you very soon.